Come thrifting with me. It's been a week since I visited this thrift store, so let's see what they have. I feel like this particular store's inventory has been flipping very quickly lately. So let's get to it. Right away, this copper and wood caught my eye. I wasn't certain what it was, and so I did Google image it, and it said it was a butler's crumb catcher, which that does not help me at all. I do still feel it would be very cute, like maybe sitting on top of the stove. And since I'm trying to move my kitchen in a more copper, brass, wood direction, I'm going to go ahead and get it. If you guys have any information about it, though, I'd appreciate it. And then moving on, I love this little dish. Where are my cottagecore girls at? Because this is just adorable. It would be so cute for soap or jewelry, something like that. I recognized that logo right away, and it was a vintage Delta Airlines plate. Definitely vintage, because you know they don't serve on those kinds of plates anymore. I have no use for them, but what a cool find. I hope someone finds them that absolutely loves them, because I think they're really neat. Another cottagecore find. I love the handle on this one because it makes it way more versatile and a little like a container. You guys know I love containers. Generally, though, I try to stay away from the glassware, and then theirs are kind of expensive. This whole set was $35, which I thought was a little high. And this was $20, but would be great for candy salad. I had showed you guys this little wooden holder or shelf before, and some said they thought it held coasters. Some said it held books. It could be smaller books, I guess. But either way, I feel like I could use it, and it's the right color wood for my living room and other areas, so I grabbed it. It's container adjacent. Then I love this sage doily. I'm going to use it for May 1st baskets. You guys know I love trays because it helps bring items together. I feel the same way about these kind of little things. Pedestals, I guess. It was only $1.25, so I grabbed it. And what am I looking at here? I looked at this for much longer than I even am showing you. It was giving bird, but what is it? I thought maybe those were two eyes and a nose, but it kind of also didn't look like it very much, because that nose was actually just like a piece of bark. But some investigating showed that there is an eye, so it must just be missing an eye, and I'm going to guess it's an owl. I'm going to chalk that up to one of the things that you just only see at the thrift store. I absolutely loved this yellow, gold, mustard colored candle. The design was really neat and intricate as well, but it was $2.50, and I just really couldn't talk myself into that price. Because I'm really not going to burn it. I'm just going to have it for decoration. If it were just a little bit cheaper, I probably would have grabbed it. I was hoping this one would be cute and cheaper, but it had a ram on it, and I don't know what that signal or symbol is up in the right corner. And it was really giving like fossil to me or like mummified fossil. I don't know. It was $2.50 as well, so I just walked away from them both. I did, however, find this really cute, thick taper that was only 50 cents and a really cute rose color. So I went ahead and grabbed that for my collection of candles. Someone had donated their cherry kitchen items, and there was some really, really cute items here. But think of anything in a kitchen, and there was something here with cherries on it. I totally dig it more than the apple kitchen. Then this brass caught my eye. This was very heavy, and I was trying to figure out what it was. If it held like rags or if it held ties, I don't know. I decided maybe it held a grocery list of some sort, like you could split the paper over the bar. I don't know. I almost got it and thought I'll figure it out later, but I decided to leave it. Let me know what you guys think this is. It is really neat, but I just have no clue. I'm sure when you tell me it'll be real obvious. I did see this magnet, and I, of course, immediately checked to see if I could pop out that picture. As you guys know, I've been trying to kind of come around to magnets a little bit, and this one seemed really cute. It was really heavy plastic. But after I realized that it popped out and I liked it, I saw that it was $2, and I've been finding them for like 50 cents, so I'll hold off. Then I, of course, spotted some brass. My daughter has gold details in her room, and it has cats in it, so this is perfect. I already know where it's going to go in her room, and she can hang her purse on it. This little frame looked just like the magnet I got last week. This one wasn't a magnet, but I could put one on there. And basically, I decided $1.50 was worth it just because of the corners, and I look forward to hanging it. I found another little wooden pedestal thing, and it was only $1, and so I was starting to consider putting mine back because it was $1.25. But after taking a look at them, I liked the color of the wood and the shape of the one that I had already gotten, so that's definitely worth 25 cents to me. I put it back in my cart. I spotted more brass. I have one like this at home, but it is a mix of brass and aluminum. This one appeared to be full brass. I love putting plants in these, and so I pretty much just thought I will find a use for it. Container person, and maybe even a clock person because I have a lot of clocks. I don't need this, but it was only $2.50, and I like it better than one of the clocks I have at home already. And they said it works, and it was very loud clicking. It glows in the dark clearly. How often do you come across these? So I just had to get it. I talked myself into it. They had added a whole bunch of bags of toys to this section as well, which I was surprised about. They had like the mini Cinderellas and Barbies. I had completely forgotten about those. And Furbies, of course. All of it was priced very high. So I moved on. I do not need any coffee cups at all, but for some reason this Mount Rushmore one just was so endearing. It was 50 cents. I loved the colors of it. I loved the shape. It seemed like a really good quality item, and I loved going to Mount Rushmore, so it just felt right. I'm going to get it for my someday renovated kitchenette. Then what are the chances I was at a different thrift store and saw 3 Scotty dogs, and then I find one here? Is it possible that they are all from the same set? I can't think that way or I won't be able to sleep tonight because that's so sad. And this had a fun sound to it as well. I am also a scale person, I think. But I talked myself out of it. And that could be me, you guys. I was like, yes, I could do it. And then I saw $10 and I was like, no, never mind. Can't do it. The 50-cent and dollar price tags have ruined me because anything that is priced as high, I'm like, nope. Like, loved this embroidery hoop, but for $5, I just can't. I'm pretty sure my grandma gave me a whole bunch of these faux wood ones. And that one's $7. Maybe the demand's high. And then I saw this and I was like, needle punch? I could needle punch, maybe. Like, I'd love to try. But again, for $5, I just can't do it. I'm going to stick with my stitchery kits that are 50 cents. Although that design's super cute. I am currently working on some stitchery Christmas ornaments, and I am not working with embroidery floss. It is very thin yarn, and so there was one time I ran out of white because I kept screwing up the stitch. So I thought I would take a look through this bin and see if there was any replacement yarn that was really, really thin, because it's definitely not a normal thickness. This kind of looks like some of the kits I have. So I pulled out a couple of colors. That one, they didn't have any red, but I liked that coral color and I thought it might work in some cases. So got the 3. I also saw these adorable little thimbles, and the tape I thought was really cool and vintage. So for the 3 of them to be 75 cents, I thought that that was a really good deal, and I went ahead and grabbed them. I don't know if I'll use them or just put them on my trinket shelf. That was a great price, but $3 for thimble pads and then $5 for space tape. They're all over the place a little bit for me. And then I found some scissors. They're still not sharp enough, which I'm sure I could sharpen them, but for 25 cents, there are a number of places I can use them to decorate in my house. So it was a no-brainer for me. They may end up in my husband's office in a cup. When I'm already spending this much, I usually avoid the gift paper just because I have a lot already, but they did have some new vintage gift paper in. Like, this one was only 25 cents, and how can I pass that up? It's so cute. And so I looked at some other ones. This one was a little bit newer, 80s, 90s maybe, and so I passed on that one. But then there was also another baby one. I think I might have one kind of like this, but it was 10 cents. So, like, how can I pass that up? And I just thought this gold was just beautiful. It might even work for Christmas, but for 25 cents, so perfect. Less than $1 overall. And I really considered this one. It's really cute as well, but I decided to pass. And then this one was Christmas wrapping paper, which was fairly cute, but it was $1. And when you're getting 25-cent paper, $1 seems crazy, so I put it back. It's all relative, I guess. And then, whoa, this seems super old. I had to look and see. And then when I saw the recycling triangle, I was like, oh, well, it can't be too old. It was from 1991, so younger than me. I looked at the shelves next, and one of them caught my eye. It is not an actual shelf, but a book holder. Now, I love these. I have 3 black basket-looking ones. I do not have a wood one. I already do have a lot of wood for my shelves, so I thought it might just be a little bit too much wood going on, so I decided to pass. I have found trouble kind of putting some wood items on my already wood stained shelves. I look at these baskets every time I come here. If you guys have any ideas of how I could use it, let me know, because I feel like there's something there. And you guys already know what I'm going to say about this basket. If you're a container person, you know. I headed back to the linen area and I saw this cute little homemade quilt. I love the colors on it. It just really doesn't match any of my decor at home. And I did see these really cute cloth napkins. There were 3 in here for $1, which is a great deal and would look so cute in my May 1st baskets. But I already got a hold of my linens and I already have them washed and ready to go. So I went ahead and put it back. But I appreciate the cross stitch. I realize how hard that is now. They had some new hot pan holders. A lot of them, though, looked like synthetic yarn and that they would absolutely melt under a hot pot. So I did go ahead and pass. There weren't any colors that I just fell in love with either, so I left them. They also had some dish towels, but these two looked almost like burp cloths to me. I am always on the lookout for Canon vintage towels, and I just didn't find any on that day. I thought these 2 little houses were so cute. Blue and white just seems to be everywhere these days, and it's just so cute. It's just not my vibe. I am a little curious, though, why these 2 little houses were put into the, toiletries area. What do you think it is? And how awesome is it that they had this little porcelain soap holder ready to go? Super cute for someone. And I'm not one to buy a brush at the thrift store, but this little kit just felt like so cute. It felt like my childhood, but maybe even older. And then the skeleton hand back scratcher caught my eye. And then after that, the little organizer at the bottom caught my eye, but I just think it's too long for my drawers. I thought this was a very neat lamp, could be really cute somewhere. And then apparently the cherry kitchen also had a cherry standing lamp. They were definitely painted on. Someone personalized it. I had to pick up this curling iron, and I tell you what, it was so heavy. I could not believe how heavy it was. I bet women in the 80s or maybe older, their arms had to be so jacked. So kudos to them. This area is new. I've never noticed it before. They had a lot of doilies, hot pan holders, that type of thing. And so I did take a look through there. I like some of these colored doilies, and they were really thick, so they could maybe use for hot pan holders. They were just a little more than I wanted to spend. And the one that was 50 cents that I was like, okay, was full of stains. So most of the ones that I thought I might spend on were stained. I did see this barrel of monkeys. The brown made me think it was a little older, but I could not find a date. I was thinking, though, that it would be vintage because I always just remember red. I do like collecting vintage playing cards. They had some that were still sealed. It was hard to tell how old that one was, and then I did find an older box that was definitely vintage. Even though you can't see the face of the character, you can tell that that is an older image. So I decided to go ahead and grab it. I'm very intrigued to see what the cards look like. So I ended up getting a lot, and so I was surprised I only spent $23.22. Thanks for coming along.